we're going to talk about attaching documents inside of Command today. So at this point, we have gotten our documents signed by sending an envelope out to our clients, and they've signed it to us. I'm going to share my screen, and I'm going to show you what the email is going to look like once we send out to our client and then they sign it. So I'm going to share my screen. So once we send out our envelope to our client, we're going to get an email once they view it. It's going to say DocuSign via DocuSign, and then our client's name, viewed, and then please DocuSign. And then it tells me what they did. So they opened and viewed your documents, exclusive right of sale. And then it shows me my completed DocuSign email, and then I get a notification from Rooms as well. So I get about 3 emails by the time that's done. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Command, which you get to Command by agent.kw.com, and you'll log in through there using your MyKW credentials, and you are going to see this dashboard. Is it still sharing? Where is mine? Sorry, give me 1 second. It's not showing up mine. Okay, so it will show you this dashboard here. I'm going to go into my opportunities. The one that I've been using for the opportunity is my sister, as if my sister and I owned a piece of property together and we were selling it. So I'm inside of that dashboard, and I'm going to click on Documents. And then we can see the checklists that I have here. And inside the checklist, it'll say exclusive listing agreement and that it's required. So I'm going to go into Add File, which is the button right next to it. And it's going to give me a choice of where I want to pull that document from. So I can either pull it from manually from my computer, I can do it from DocuSign, or I can pull it from my custom folders that I uploaded into the system. So I'm going to choose DocuSign, and then it's going to pop up a list of every document that I have inside of the room. And the one that I'm going to want is going to be exclusive right of sale listing agreement, transaction broker, signed. So I want that signed copy of it. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to sign it. And now the document is in the spot for exclusive listing agreement. If I want to look at it again, I can just click on the name of this, and it's going to pull up a preview of the document itself. So now I can scroll through and preview it. Let's see, seller's property disclosure, same thing. I'm going to click Add a File, choose where I want it from, DocuSign. Seller's property disclosure signed. I'll click Assign. Look into this. Yep, there's my initials at the bottom. And we're just pretending right now that everybody has signed. So it was just my signature in there, but everyone at this point should have signed for us to be able to assign it. And then we would work through this checklist to make sure that we got everything in there. And that's it for today. Does anybody have any questions? I know it was really quick. Hold on.
I have a question.
Sure.
I needed to file an amended owner's exclusion.
Okay.
How is the best way to do that? Because what I wound up doing is I couldn't find the document in DocuSign. I went out to the MLS, pulled it out of there, brought it up into Command, filled it out, moved it to an envelope, and sent it for a signature.
Okay.
I've already got one in Command now that's going to be superseded by the one I just sent out. So just once it comes back from the seller.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. So once the superseding comes in, if you need to replace it, you're going to go over to the three dots in the corner here. Click
Right.
on that,
Okay.
click remove, and then you'll upload the
Right.
correct one.
All right. Because I've run into this before, if the document is in DocuSign and I want to amend it and fill it out or create a new one, do I create a new one, or do I edit the document that's already there that has been signed?
Personally, to me, I think that's preference. I think it's cleaner if you just do a new one.
Okay.
But you can edit and amend if you want to, as long as the correct signatures are applied to the amended spots.
Well, as soon as you go to edit it, it's gonna wipe out all the signatures.
Right. Okay.
DocuSign will delete all the signatures.
Yeah, and you have to get it re-signed anyways.
Yeah.
I honestly, personally, I would just redo it.
All right.
Yeah.
But now here's the rub. In the experiences that I've had, although there haven't been a whole lot, DocuSign will not let you pull in, or Command won't let you pull in an additional document if it's already there.
So I'll answer that. When you have a signed copy, you're going to have the original one that's not signed. And then you're also going to have a PDF one that looks, that's not editable, that is signed. You can go back to the original, since you already have that signed copy in there, and change the original and send it back out. Does that make sense?
Yes. Believe it or not, it does.
Back to that original document and change what you need to change and then resend it, because that you already have that signed copy, so you can change the original.
Okay. But once it comes back, I would still need to do the replace on the one that's sitting out there.
Yeah. Yep. You can either, depending on if you submitted it already. So if you clicked on the submit to MC and you say, oh, I have to replace something, instead of remove, it will say replace. Once you replace it, it will, change that out, and you won't have to resubmit unless if you see this little submit to MC grayed out still, that means you have to resubmit, because we haven't seen it yet. So
okay.
It doesn't matter if you replace the document. And then Jay Brenniger asked if you can upload multiple documents at a time. Yes, you can. You'll see there's like add item, add comment, and attach multiple files. If you click on the add multiple files, if you want to click on that, Blake, and kind of show them what that looks like. It's basically this, and then
yep. So I just clicked multiple files.
Yep.
And I can choose from here, drag and drop or browser files.
Or you can choose from DocuSign as well.
Yep, here's DocuSign up here. And it'll pop up through here. So it will save you time if you do multiple files at once. It's just a little bit easier. Then you can click attach. I'm just gonna randomly assign something to here, and then to there, to there, and then click attach. And it all fills in.
Yep.
Thank you. Samantha.
And Leslie asked, can you pull a PDF from Dropbox, for instance, or a file on your computer? Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that'll go back to that manual or custom. So if I go to manual, you can drag and drop that file in there from your computer, or I can browse. If you're not on a Mac, your Windows file finder will look different. And I can choose, let's say I just choose Ignite 2. And I can upload that from my computer. And I click assign.
Hey, Samantha, I want to add some clarity to Jack's question now.
Okay.
So where he said he needed to add an amended owner's exclusion form, I'm assuming that they wanted to extend a date or change an original date. So
That is correct, Scott.
okay, so you can't, you have to keep the original one in the envelope or the file, whatever they call these things, because you need that paper trail. So don't overwrite the original one so that it dissolves it and makes it go away. You need to add the second one. And if what I'm hearing you're saying, because unfortunately this DocuSign is newer to me, I've been still kind of hanging on to dot loop. Samantha, do you need to rename it, for instance, exclusion revised, in order for it to come up, to be pulled in? Because if I'm hearing what you're saying, Jack, you can't pull something in that's got the same name. Is that?
I believe, yeah, it's part of it, Scott.
In
It's part of it.
DocuSign, if you, let's say you have a HOA disclosure in there and you fill that out and your clients sign it, you're going to now have 2 copies in there in your DocuSign account. You're going to have the HOA disclosure that you filled out initially, and then you're going to have the HOA disclosure that is filled out and signed. So that's the one that you want to keep, not necessarily the one that's not signed. So you want to go back to the one that's not signed if you need to change, and edit that and get your clients to sign it if something else.
Okay, but for documents that might be subject to revision, like the exclusion form, like a seller's disclosure, you know, maybe they fixed something or something's broke along the way. And those are the things that we truly need to be keeping a paper trail of, not replacing and archiving the original. We need to keep those multiple disclosures in our files.
And you will, DocuSign will keep that. And also when you replace it inside of Command, you'll have different document versions of it.
Okay.
So
And
it
just
won't
to-
delete your old ones, you're just adding to it.
Okay.
Just to go a little bit off topic, Scott, when I submit the document to the MLS, won't they keep the both copies, or will they can the first one?
No, they'll keep both files.
Okay.
But we as a brokerage need to maintain those files as well.
Okay.
And going back to like the dot loop thing, if you were to have gone back to the dot loop file and edited it in any way, like you said, Jack, it takes the signatures off and you need to get it re-signed again. That's okay, as long as you have downloaded and saved the original format as well, so that we maintain it as a brokerage. We need to have the complete trail.
Okay. Thank you.
I like having a broker on our calls. It's funny because I mean, I do get questions that I'm like, that's definitely a broker question. Can't answer that for you. So I'm glad Scott is on the call for sure. Are there any other questions? No? All
I just
right.
want to say one note. So when you're done, make sure, like I said, these are all the executed final documents for us to review. You would just hit that submit to MC button. I do want to note also, you'll see on the left, I said this before, these are different folders listed under contract close. So let's say you are done with the listed, you're going to submit that. Then you're going to go to under contract, add your files and submit that. So you're not submitting, when you hit that submit to MC button, you're not submitting all folders. You have to submit, you know, one folder at a time, just kind of like dot loop where you can make those different folders. You can select what documents to submit. So you need to make sure you're going to be submitting both listed and under contract documents when those are done.
Okie dokie. So, if there are no more questions, we will call it a good morning and a good weekend. Everyone have a great couple of days, and we will see you on Monday.
Bye, everyone.